Yes, so hello everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the Project Riga Meditation School. And today our guest is Agnija, who founded Peace Revolution in Latvia and also has a lot of experience in the field of journalism, youth work, writing, and education, and of course, meditation. So we will explore her meditation journey. So let's begin. Hello, Agnija.
Hello. Hello.
Could you tell a bit more about yourself and how did your meditation journey begin?
Um, yeah. Um, a bit about myself. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of how deep we are going to go with this talk. Um, but yeah, basically, right now I'm working as a spiritual program coordinator at Yeshe Norbu Center in Stockholm, Sweden. I work remotely and I live in Latvia. Um, Kind of a simple life, hopefully. I'm trying to. And but how the journey began, how my meditation journey began. Well, I think it really begins unconsciously, what you would call unconsciously. It of course has to do with your karmic imprints, and well, in my case, and um, so the journey brings you um, makes those imprints ripen more and more. But let's say consciously, on a more conscious level, it began in um, when I saw the opportunity to apply for a fellowship in Thailand in I think it was 2014. And again, of course, it's karmic imprints that made me pick it and see that, okay, I'm seeing myself there. I just want to go to Thailand. I didn't back then. I didn't know what is meditation. I had no intention to learn it. I was not into that world. I All I wanted was to go to Thailand because it just sounds like a good place to go and visit. And back then I was also very much, yeah, like you mentioned, into youth work, journalism, traveling, doing these kind of youth activities, and that sounds like a good next destination. What you need to do to get there is so we had to meditate. There was this self-development program, 42 days, and you had to meditate. But even then, I was kind of very like determined person. When I want something, I really have to get it. So it was no problem. Okay, they asked me to meditate. Well, okay, I'll do whatever I can. I mean, I didn't know what I'm doing, but I just need to get to Thailand no matter what. So so yeah, of course, I did all the requirements for the program. I meditated every day for 42 days, not understanding what is this meditation? And then I got selected. So in 2015, I went on a fellowship in Thailand. But I have to mention there that in that year, 2015, that was February, but even before, um, I had started to have like this very great depression and not really thinking very deeply about all these big questions that actually we all are questioning them all the time. But especially in those past years before 2015, when I was 29 back then, but that those years between 25, 29, especially, when my schoolmates, classmates, they get more settled, they, maybe get married, maybe have house, maybe have stable job, things like that. And I didn't want anything of that. I didn't, I felt, well, it can't be it, life cannot be that. It cannot be this kind of, I'm again repeating some kind of cycle. And I got really depressed. Like, what's this life about? What is this life really about? And what's the meaning? And what should I be doing? And I constantly was going to India. I had no clue why I felt like that in India I felt different values, not materialistic values, but something deeper, some kind of soul connection to people. And so that was the last time before Thailand I was in India, and I remember in this very great depression, walking on a street and really contemplating, like, what? This really doesn't matter. I'm alive. I'm dead. What's the point? It doesn't matter. Not like, wanting to commit suicide or something, not that, but really not understanding why am I here? What's the purpose? Why are all of us here? So in that moment, why I'm telling this great depression, Peace Revolution Fellowship came. And when monks started speaking, when our teachers there were Theravada Buddhist monks who are practicing Dhammakaya meditation, and when they started speaking in lectures and addressing these things that I had been contemplating on, it was a clear match. Wow, those are my people. I'm thinking the same. That's how I feel. I mean, I don't get that meditation yet, but I love what they are talking about. so so it took me quite a lot of time to embrace meditation itself. I remember I think I was maybe I am a super active person, used to be super active. I couldn't sit still. And I didn't get it in the beginning. I didn't get it. And I think, yeah, it was my roommate, Martina from Slovakia, if she listens to this, who was actually the first kind of turning point, I told her honestly. I dared because I felt like I'm not honest to myself. I'm not getting this, but I'm attending those sessions and I feel like something is not connecting, not clicking in my mind. How come what they speak resonates to me, but I don't get why I need to sit still and do nothing and as if wasting my time, as if. So then Martina told me, I told her first, look, Martina, I'm not getting this. What are we doing here? And then she said, like, now you have this opportunity to look inside. You've been looking outside all your life. Imagine when you reach, I don't know, 70, 80 years old, and only then you start looking inside. That would have been waste of your life. Maybe that's not what she said, waste of my life, but that's what I saw. I kind of pictured myself, oh my God, 70, 80, and I haven't done this. And that was the first turning point when I realized there's something about it. I'm not getting it, but I'm going there because there's something about it. And of course, I was hooked. From that moment on, I got more and more confidence why I need to meditate. And I went back from this 3-week fellowship already knowing that I'll meditate now every day. It's just, there's no way back. And I'm here, 10 years, a bit more than 10 years later now, and still meditating. And like I said, there's no way back. You just go deeper and deeper into that, and you get to know that inner self, that inner God, that you call it as you want. Different religions will have different names for that, but it's the same thing, the ultimate, yeah, truth.
And how would you describe your meditation practice today?
Today, how like really 10 of October, or what do you mean by today?
Yes.
Or like this morning, this morning, you see, I did 1 hour meditation, but before that I did a bit of Kriya yoga, which also is a bit meditative. I do quite like several practices. And this morning, the meditation, the 1 hour dedicated meditation time, there were some, because I live with other people, so when other people start waking up, and there's sometimes this noise, but I think I have learned to be more tolerant towards outside noises, and I try to actually meditate both in silence and also when there's no silence, because otherwise I think I would get attached to perfect meditation conditions. But actually, the transformation happens when uh, when I meditate, not to the extent that I'm, let's say, torturing myself, but when I learn to really leave all those physical noises outside. It's been my personal problem for quite a long time, actually. That's why I speak so much about it. But yeah, today I could manage to just do the usual clearing the mind, um, because I don't also expect these day-to-day meditations to bring me some kind of um, like very transformative results, or deep, let's say, very, very deep experiences. I don't expect that. The aim for me for my daily meditations to clear the mind and to really to check in with myself, to see what am I doing, what and things come and tell you, present themselves by themselves. This thing yesterday you did, you said, oh, that was maybe a bit incorrect, next time you could. These things just come to you, like, and that's your teacher. It's my teacher. My teacher is there. My teacher is coming and telling me how I should be. But let's say more deeper cleaning happens on retreats, of course, when you can, be fully dedicated and deepen your practice, and then, some maybe deeply rooted phobias, it's called some skaras, can come up, and then you deal with deeper things. But it is day-to-day practice. For me, it's important to the daily, let's say, mind cleaning. Yeah.
Okay. And what helps you stay consistent with your meditation practice during busy times or challenging times?
Um, no, it's just the need. It's well, of course, sometimes it could happen when you skip a meditation, or when you delay it and you feel so sleepy and you really don't want to do your evening. I usually do evening meditation, morning meditation. You feel so sleepy and you don't want to do it, but it's the in those cases when you can control it yourself, then it's willpower. You just again, your teacher is there. Your teacher is there telling you you just have to meditate this 1 hour in the evening. You feel super sleepy, and that was actually yesterday. I felt like super sleepy. I would rather go to bed, but I have to meditate. It's it's willpower, and it's this great connection with that invisible teacher. I don't know. That inner truth, that invisible teacher inside you, that is just telling you, well, you have to do your second hour. But let's say if I travel, that's more challenging, because then I'm not in control of transport, and then I try to meditate, yeah, on public transport, if that's possible, or at least, yeah, I tried also meditating on a train. At least be aware of my breath, at least follow my breath more consciously, and yeah, it's somehow it is possible. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And going back to the start of Peace Revolution in Latvia, was it easy or difficult for you to start it here? And how did people perceive meditation when you started sharing it here in Latvia? What were the challenges, maybe?
It's probably going to be again a long story, but well, I didn't start it like by myself alone. I was, in fact, back then in Spain. I had started actually sharing meditation in Spain first, in Spanish, so, which I don't speak well, I mean, at all. So in fact, I learned speaking Spanish through starting to share meditation in Spanish. But my time in Spain, of course, I knew was limited, and there was this and I was I didn't really have the idea that I would do something in Latvia, because I was just scared, how come I will go and do something? I don't know how, when, how to do these things. But then there was this other Latvian peace, what you would call, she also became peace agent,
Mm-hmm.
Liene, and she encouraged me a lot. So it was like another person. And there were these PIPO events called PIPO, like Peace In, Peace Out events, that many other like peace architects were doing them, peace rebels, peace agents were doing them. And I thought, oh, no, not me. I mean, like, I don't dare to do such a thing, invite a monk, and no, that's not me. So, but with Liene, she said, I think we have to do it. And then if we are two together, okay, let's do it. So it started like, so that was the first step of starting to share meditation in Latvia, not in the form of my own sharing yet, but sharing through organizing this PIPO series of workshops with inviting a monk. And that meant a lot of organizational work, a lot of things that in a way I hadn't done it before in such a level, such a national level, approaching different organizations, approaching media, trying to promote it everywhere in Latvia, and in the end collecting those, because they had the requirement, you need to collect like 500 people to invite a monk. And I really took these things very seriously. Oh my God, in the small Latvia, where will I get 500 people who come to our workshops, and how are we going to do it? But me and Lena, we did everything we could. I think our biggest challenge was that we were afraid that, yeah, somehow these material things come into game, that we would not manage with the costs. We have to also cover, there are many costs, of course, and you are just two, how are you going to cover costs? Because we thought people will not come to such a thing. So who will come if they don't come, and if they don't help us by donating? How are we going to cover these expenses? But in the end, the response was so fabulous, so warm, and people were ready for meditation. That's exactly what they wanted. And I guess because we did it with such a humility and such a, okay, I mean, it doesn't matter if people don't, if you don't get those donations, if you don't get expenses met, it's our gift. It was around Christmas time, and that's how we were presenting it. This is our gift to Latvia in December. If you want to help us, you can do it, but it's like, only if you want to. You don't want to force anything on anyone. And it was amazing, because we did cover everything, and there was this feeling of of people wanting it even more, and people really liking those sessions, liking that atmosphere that we were creating. And then, of course, later I started giving, I had moved also with that, I had moved back from Spain to Latvia. So I also started guiding meditations to Latvian audience. And honestly, the first the first problem, a bit of a challenge, was to guide in Latvian, because I had done it in English, in Spanish, in my very poor, Spanish, but yet I had got accustomed to it. And only the third language was I had to guide it in my mother tongue, which was a bit challenging to um, um, to find the right terms, and also somehow in Latvian things sound different. In English, when you say some terms and then when you transfer them into Latin, it sounds even a bit more intimate. So I don't know. It's just this sensation of your mother tongue, and then also you learn everything about meditation in English. In my case, so I mean, it's just a bit of awkwardness in the beginning, but it went away. Of course, I was able to do it. So I think that was the challenge. But otherwise, I yeah, some skepticism sometimes. But even in the most skeptic group, which were very, I remember there was a group where I was guiding, and they were so like nationalistic, like Latvian, which is not bad, like Latvian traditions, and I think it's paganism. I think so. You know, they went to the table with a song, and then they were very skeptical that I want to introduce them something like meditation. What are you talking about? No, and they were interrupting me in my session, and you know, and basically I didn't get to explain what it is, but I said, okay, let's just do it. Like, let's just meditate. I mean, don't call it meditation. Doesn't matter. Let's just sit together in silence. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not meditation. Okay, don't consider it meditation. And then magic happened after like 20 minutes of guiding them that session. I remember they were completely transformed. I mean, they were, well, this was something they said, and even though they continued there, which is again nothing bad, but they said, oh, you were chanting this mantra, you were offering this, you know, samar. I think in Latvian the good words would be, and then they came up with Latvian versions. But why not? It's, you know, why not? Of course, meditation is not something that comes from Thailand. Or East or whatever, Buddha. It's in every culture. It's about the mind. It's about how we, you know, transform those states of mind, how we move from the mind of, let's say, criticism and the mind of debate, the mind of negativity, to mind of calm and peace and tranquil. So so yeah, that's that, which, you know, felt like a challenge. In the end, it's one of the most beautiful sessions I ever had. And in the end, those people were even offering me land for free to to uh, to organize retreats or whatever I want to organize there, you know. So so how mind can transform, and this is that beauty about meditation, when you see, when I was guiding and seeing how people's mind can transform, you know, it's whether they continue or not, but the mind can transform. The mind can really transform. Yeah.
That's very inspiring. And yeah, I think I totally agree that in Latvian we also have dainas, the folk songs that also have this repeating element that is a bit similar to mantra in a way, that also like cleanses the mind. Yeah. And also meditation very often goes together with Erasmus projects. And so maybe you can recall one youth project or experience that is particularly interesting uh, to you.
Yeah, when I was like a trainer, I used to go to a lot of these youth projects, and wherever I went, it was like my little rule. I bring meditation in my backpack. I bring it in my backpack, and then I ask the organizers if I can guide to the people meditation in the mornings, and or whenever it's possible, because I felt of it as my duty, even as, because if I go there and don't speak on meditation, I'm not doing my duty. So, but yeah, one of such projects that would come to my mind first, there are different, but I would go with the very first one when, in fact, I was not yet officially yet a trainer. I had not yet finished the training in Thailand, but I was about to go there. And yet I had that, I can't describe it, but it's really that eagerness to share meditation. Um, and I didn't know how because I hadn't finished the training, but I knew I had to share. So I think I even I got agreement and the green light that I can really do it. And first I started with just one person. I was basically guiding. I had heard it how monks are doing it, and I was pretty much doing the same. And because I was on the way of preparing for the training, so we had to give some. I think there were some tasks that were leading me to know those steps, those initial steps. So yeah, I knew some steps, and I started with one person, and then that one person said, "Wow, it's amazing. Let's do it more." And then we invited more people, and I remember we were meditating. We found there was this youth work, but in the end, people were in the evening. People were longing for something calm and something relaxing, and we even found a spot which was besides the church, and that felt like right now I see it as so inclusive that that we don't exclude meditation as something also that is only something that Buddhists do or no, it's really for everyone who has a mind, and that means everyone, right? So that we were just meditating by the church, and at the end of a long day, and it was summer, and it was something that people really wanted, and they looked forward to. And in the meanwhile, I was also giving them workshops, like, because you have to back up meditation with, you have to understand that people don't maybe know these benefits. You have to give some theory, and I was also giving them the reasons why we need to meditate so that people are more motivated. And yeah, I think it really helped people. Yeah, yes. So another interesting experience that once happened in this youth works. Yeah, that I have to. It was just so nice that I remember. Of course, I'm myself also meditating in those moments, which is how it should be. And I'm meditating, and I have my hands, in the lap, and we are in this group in this wooden house, beautiful building, and then suddenly I feel something soft in my hands. What is it? What? And then I realize it's a cat. And I continue guiding, and then I open, and when I open the eyes, and I ask people to, now you can open the eyes, and the cat is lying down, and I open the eyes with the cat on my hands, and just to remember how all sentient beings feel that peace, especially meditating in a group, how the cat came to me. I remember on the other time, again in these youth works, now memories come back. There was a bird who was constantly here. It was he had hurt himself somehow, but he was constantly here, and I was guiding, and people in the beginning didn't notice that there was a bird, basically here. And then I was just guiding session, and even after the session, the bird was constantly staying here, and then we realized we have to take the bird to the vet because it cannot fly, and it has come from somewhere, and yeah, maybe also the bird felt that peace, that where you can go. And so meditation in a group can bring a lot of that peace, where when also animals will be attracted to you, animals will come to you. um, so but also I've heard that also scorpios can come to you if you are in Africa, then some trainers experience that too. Of course, all kinds of animals will be
Yeah.
attracted to you. So it's not just these cats and birds that, yeah. But so yeah, those are rewarding moments. Yeah.
Okay. And if someone is new to meditation and maybe feels overwhelmed to start, what would be your recommendation for someone who is beginner?
Well, it's good to have a teacher, um, or if not a teacher, but then some. It doesn't need to be like physically teacher, but there has to be some. A person also needs to get some wisdom, some reasons why the person needs to meditate. It to basically to keep the motivation going. And for me, especially in the beginning, that was always important. That because then you can easily leave it, leave meditation if you don't back it up with your own. Okay, but why am I doing? Again, ask yourself, but why am I doing? And sometimes you need that external help to help you. Okay, because it's but you will need it less and less. But in the beginning, especially, you need somebody to inspire you, and also from time to time meditation in group so that you see you're not alone. So community, basically community is a good thing. Just like there's Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and Sangha is the community. So you need a community of like-minded people. That's important, especially in the beginning, because if you are just by yourself alone and you are beginner, it could be difficult. But when you keep your practice regular, when you really keep your practice regular, and you're backed up by community, by group meditations, by teacher, then what will happen is eventually you will I don't know if you remember Gundaga, but when we went to these Peace Revolution fellowships or trainings, there was this quote that I really always loved, is even if meditator leaves meditation, meditation doesn't leave meditator. So this is what will happen eventually, that there's no way to quit meditation after you have already established it as your practice, as a routine, as a day-to-day habit. And I'm speaking here about formal meditation, formal sitting practice. So there's no way to leave that, because also you see the more you do that formal sitting, the more everything else you do becomes like meditation. So that eventually we meditate just like the great master, I think, has been teaching to our teachers. And it's actually his birthday today. what I got to what I got to find out yesterday, but that you meditate 24. You meditate when your eyes are closed and when they are open. So that means 24/7. So because that understanding will come more and more, that meditation is not a detached activity from your life. It penetrates into all the aspects of your life, and then your life changes. So then what is the way to leave it? There's there's nothing to leave. You become meditation becomes you. It's like it merges, and even the question becomes unrelevant in that situation. There's nothing to leave. There's no, you know, it's all meditation. It's like so but yeah, it's a path, of course, and at the same time, I don't want to say that meditation is the only practice. Um, Whatever helps to change those states of mind, whatever helps to get there, it's a tool. It's a tool. But whatever, maybe in Christianity, the prayer can be also very powerful. Maybe there are some some other practices, but I would say meditation is, in my case, it's quite irreplaceable, at least now, with yeah, it becomes something like you. You can't anymore detach it from yourself, because in fact it's always there. It's You're always reminding yourself that to say reminding of that in God-based religions they would call it God, reminding of God, but and reminding of Dharma. It's it goes with your habits, it goes along with your ethical discipline, with your habits, with Dharma. So it's all becomes kind of merges. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And so we have also 3 minutes left in the Zoom meeting. And yes, I would like to say thank you for joining the conversation. It was very, very interesting and inspiring also for me to hear, and also for others to get inspired on their journey. So thank you so much.
Thank you, and whoever is listening this, and may you all have a wonderful journey of meditation and of your path, whatever path you take. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Yes, thank you.